Hey you guys, welcome back to Mental Health Topics with Matt. Now I know what you're thinking. Where's the video? And more importantly, where in the world have you been? Well, don't worry you guys, I am still around and I'm still going to be posting regular videos on this channel. Unfortunately, I would be lying if I said that I haven't been insanely busy over the last couple weeks, mostly about a month. Started a new position at work, and things have kind of been all over the place, working lots of overtime, late into the night, and it's just kind of made time get away from me. I've had many ideas for the channel, all sorts of things I want to do. It just takes a long time to actually sit down and film them, and edit them, and do whatever I'm going to do with them. But have no fear, this channel is not going anywhere, nor are my educational mental health videos. Now, for those of you who don't know, a long time ago, I actually toyed around with the idea of doing certain podcast versions of the full-blown YouTube videos, just as something different to try out. Nothing too crazy or, really a big deal. Just something to kind of see if a different kind of medium or platform would be worth trying out. So I started to toy with the idea, and I started to record a couple episodes, about 5 or 6 episodes, of podcast audio-only content. This way, I could expand on topics that we'd already covered in videos. But, obviously, I have to keep videos at some sort of medium length. I can't go on for hours and hours. Not that my podcast did anyway. But it was just the idea of being able to kind of talk about things a little bit more loosely than I can in some of the videos. So anyway, I tried that out for about 5 or 6 episodes. They were posted on a podcast site that I honestly don't even remember the name of. And actually they delete after a certain number of months. So they're technically not around anyway. But that's okay. But either way, these are not replacing my current style of videos. This is just something different that I want to try out until I had time to sit down and film an actual video, which will be coming up at some point this week, I promise. So anyway, enough of lengthy introductions. Let's get into what this video and what I'm going to be talking about is. So, what I have for you today is going to be reading a couple of different Reddit posts, of course related to mental health, because that's what this channel primarily is. So, today's first Reddit topic we're going to kind of go through some of these responses from people is people who have a mental health disorder, what is something you want to tell those who don't? And I think we're going to learn a lot here. So, let's get started. So the first response here from the ambitious baker says, anxiety here. I don't get to choose what I'm anxious about. Short and simple, but very, very true. From the uniquely clever name Perpetual Bruh Moment, very clever, says, I don't take antidepressants to be happy. I take them to not want to kill myself. And a person below that says, my antidepressants don't add happy. They block sad. Which is also true. I think the issue is that many people have gotten used to the theory of calling them happy pills as a sort of clever misnomer. Because so many people, as we've discussed in previous videos here on my channel, people believe that depression is just being sad. And we already know from those videos, we've learned that is not the case at all. There is a lot more to it than just being sad. Next big comment here, another really big one, is that it's not obvious that everyone struggles. And honestly, as a person who is probably considered to be rather high functioning, in the world of bipolar and depression and anxiety. I tend to function a little bit better than a lot of other people. I go to work every day, even though I work from home. I've never called out. I've never really taken a true mental health day. I tend to be pretty okay at functioning, mostly because I know that my life depends on my job. But again, most people are fairly good, at least to some extent, to some varying degree, at faking it until they make it, about looking a little bit better on the outside than they really feel on the inside. And that's very important to remember as well. Now, this next topic is all about OCD, which is actually very, very misunderstood. So hopefully this will help us understand a little bit more. This comment goes, OCD is not anything like what you think it is. It's not a preference for order or a need to clean or a desire to alphabetize. My mind is broken. It's a handicap. It's not cute. Also, please stop saying, OMG, I'm so OCD about ... And the next comment down below says OCD is checking whether you've locked the door 8 times, and when you leave, you feel the need to check it again, or all your loved ones would die. And I think that's part of the huge misconception that people don't really understand. No, I'm not diagnosed with it. I don't know anybody who is or has it. But from what I've researched and what I've learned, is that is a huge part of it, is that you feel that you have this obligation, this physical need, you must check it again after checking it 100 times already, because the stove might still be on and your house will burn down. Something like that. It's very misunderstood, and I think it's hard for a lot of people to articulate that it's not just about being a clean freak and running around cleaning all the time and being super organized. It is constantly obsessing and overthinking and overthinking about your overthinking. And if that doesn't sound fucking complicated, well, I'm not sure what is. On to the next one. So this will be the last one for today. And this is the big one. It kind of goes back to depression, but this is really a theme with a lot of mental illnesses, so I think this will apply to many people. This comment says, I can and do lose weeks to depression. What happens during them? I couldn't tell you. It's a bad day, then it's a bad week, and suddenly it's 3 weeks later and I haven't done anything worthwhile but sit and disappear into a void. Insomnia doesn't help. I can't just go to bed earlier. Often, I take hours to fall asleep and can't stay asleep. When my sleep is poor, the walls come down and the depression rushes in. Benzos help when my sleep problems are anxiety-based, but I don't take them frequently. It's not an addiction I want to deal with. Yes, I'm medicated. Yes, I see a psychologist. Yes, I exercise. Yes, I meditate and work on mindfulness. But I'm fighting an uphill battle, and progress is slow and not linear. There is no one quick solution to it, and it frustrates me far more than it will ever frustrate you. And I like this response a lot because it breaks down a lot of different aspects of depression, not just depression, but the insomnia, the inability to really go to sleep and stay asleep, which is something I've always struggled with as well. Now, I'm not on benzos or anything like that for sleep problems, as they're not usually prescribed for that because they are very addictive. And like he says, that's not an addiction that most people want to deal with. But it also illustrates this point that people are always trying to say, oh, just go exercise. Oh, Just go on walks, go outside, go in the sunshine, just do all these simple things and you'll be cured. And we've already discussed this previously in other videos, so long story short, we all know by now, it's not that simple. If you have a very mild depression, then yes, it is not impossible to think that exercise and getting outside more will help you. But for the rest of us that are clinically depressed and fully diagnosed and everything else, it's just not that simple. So stop asking us to do things as if it really is that simple. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this little audio commentary of some of these Reddit posts related to the idea of people who have a mental disorder. What would we like to say to those who don't? I think it breaks down a lot of the stereotypes that we have, and we can learn a lot from other people's experience, even if they're not exactly the same as our own. So, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more educational mental health topic videos like this one, and I'll see you in the next video.